Hello dear friends, our today's topic is class 9th poem My Mother at 66 by Kamla Das. My Mother at 66. This is poem in class 10th as well, J.K. Bose. My Mother at 66, if you see the textbook of this poem, this is, very simple text. The text is very simple, but the emotion in the poem, but the emotion embedded in the poem is very much strong. This is not simply a poem, this is, you can say, this is an emotion. As well as this is poem about dejection, or you can say the relevant theme is the theme that is theme of hysteria is there. There you will see the relevance of being paranoid, because the Kamla Das about her mother, she feels to be paranoid. The scene in the poem is Kamla Das is with her mother and she is going to Cochin airport. She is going to Cochin airport and her mother is accompanying her at that time. Kamla Das looks at the face of her mother and she noticed that the face of her mother is now jaded. There is no such charm and she feels to be afraid. She feels to be hysteric that the deadly hands of death might be approaching towards her mother, that maybe her mother will die. She assumes such thought, she assumes such perception that her mother will die. She was very much, dejected. She was feeling dejection inside her because she do not want to get split from her mother. This poem shows us the intimacy between the daughter and the mother. But at the same time, about her mother, she feels to be paranoid. She thinks that something bad will happen to her mother. And, internally she is keeping a lot of aversion for this death. But she cannot do anything, as we cannot avert the death, the ultimate reality. While they were traveling in a cab, she noticed the face of her mother, and she noticed that the face of her mother is turned to be very jaded, and she thinks that her mother is going to die very soon, and this death is going to create the biggest vacuum. She was assuming all these things and she was internally very much dejected, and this escalated the pain again in her life. And when they reach to the Cochin airport, where she was, supposed to take her flight, and she simply adieu goodbye to her mother, hiding her tear, and she said that they will meet soon. But at that time she was hiding a lot of pain. She was trying to be, she was trying to show her valor that she did not want her mother to know that she is very much dejected. She only smiled. This poem shows the affinity between the daughter and the mother. So far as the dereliction is concerned, Kamla Das is very much loyal towards her mother, and this is shown to us the affinity they were sharing. This poem, as I earlier said, so far as the text is concerned, this poem is very simple, but the emotion embedded in the poem is very deep, because there is a sort of psychological pain is there. There is a psychological trauma is in the poem, because a daughter is assuming that her mother will die, and what sort of emotion is this? So this is, you can say has hysteria, also a sort of fear. And for her mother, she feels to be paranoid, and this is the reason, the repugnance, the strong dislike towards death. But she cannot do anything, she cannot avert this. She simply submits this, that her mother is at 66 and the death is she is at the verge of death, and this creates pain in her. This creates a lot of dejection, and this made the atmosphere of the poem to be very ordeal. So in conspectus approach, in conspectus term, in conspectus frame, we can say that this poem My Mother at 66 is all about the affinity between the daughter and the mother. The daughter is so much connected with her mother. The bond between the two is very much deep. That's why she is she is feeling to be paranoid about her mother. She only assumes to be, she assumes negative. She assumes negative, that her mother will die, and this will create, you know the biggest, you can say, gap or split the two. But in spite of this, she keeps valor. She tries to be resilient in the poem, and she is not letting her mother to know that she is dejected, she is feeling sad. This is all about the poem My Mother at 66. This I tried to tell you in a very conspectus note. Hope I will upload the detailed video of these poems and other literary works. Thank you.